What a sick fuck.
The hardest 3 thrusts. Dude, I'm tripping my balls off.
Come to my house telling me to shut the fuck up and then tell me to reel it back in.
Well, welcome to Agro Labs Podcast. And today on the podcast, I'm sitting here with my boy, Fuck Around and Chuck Out.
Yeah, that's right.
Did I fuck it? No, it's Fuck Around and Find Out?
No. You got to replace the word fuck with Chuck. So it's Chuck Around and Find Out.
Damn, dude, I was a little nervy.
I know, me too. I also have a bunch more taglines like, Chuck Everybody. Like, remember that song back in the day where it was like, walk around the club, fuck everybody. That shit popped off, and I was like, ooh, Chuck Everybody. I do it in everything. Like, remember that song, like, Teach Me How to Dougie?
Yeah.
Now it's Teach Me How to Chucky. Like, I just like to throw my name in everything.
I don't have one of those names that work for that, like Cameron.
I mean, like, what could be a good one?
There is no good one. That's the thing, dude. But those taglines are like probably years in the making for you, dude. You know what I mean?
And like one of my main things too, so like if I'm talking to a girl, I'll be like, yeah, my name's Chuck. It rhymes with the favorite thing you like to do. And then if they say fuck, I'm like, no, drive a truck, you pervert. Oh my God. Get your mind out the gutter.
How many times has that one worked for you?
By work, what do you mean? Like I got a laugh or I got in there?
You got in there like swimwear, bro.
I mean, it works like 25% of the time, and like I think like those are good odds.
Do you think a laugh is winning?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Like,
a laugh is still a win?
A laugh is a win, bro. Like girls love a guy who can make them laugh. And like humor is my go-to in life. Like I'm one of those people who respond to trauma with humor. Like if you know me, you know I make a lot of suicide jokes, okay? It's just who I am. It's funny.
That's like that's what comedians do, man. That's like when someone's really funny, they make something fucked up funny, you know? Yeah. And I think that's like when we talk about like laughing and giggling and having a good time, like if you're not using your emotional and mental traumas for your own pleasure, you're doing it wrong.
Exactly. Like, what do we have? We got two choices. We can cry and bitch about it, or we can make it a good time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hence why I have the word sad boy tattooed on me. Like, that shit's fucking funny. I was a very sad, depressed person for a long time. And now, it's like the funniness of it.
Where did you get sad boy from? Is that like an internet meme? Is it like a little peep song?
I really don't know where it came from, but I started calling myself a sad boy probably in the midst of like 2015 when I switched from the pills to the heroin. I was like, yeah, sad boy life.
I'm a sad boy. I'm heroin chic. Dude. I don't. Honestly, I really don't. I love the way we got this set up because I don't really know much about you.
I know. Like,
so, where'd you grow up at?
So, I've lived a lot of places. I was born in New Mexico, Alamogordo, randomly. My dad was in the Air Force. My mom straight out of Korea, rice fields, running from the fucking Viet Cong type shit. North Korea trying to fucking invade. So, I was born there. I lived a bunch of places, and we moved out to Youngstown, Warren, Ohio. Grew up in Warren, Ohio. I actually have a college degree. Look at me. You
have a college degree?
I do.
I didn't even know that, dude.
Education, bro. Can you believe I was a teacher?
You were a teacher?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
What you used to teach?
So I got my degree. So only reason I really graduated college, because I suck at that kind of stuff, was my ex-fiance. We took literally every class together. So she would hold me up, and plus I could write a book on how to graduate college. We would find a teacher. For example, we had a sociology teacher. She was senile, bro. And she would go over the answers before, so whatever. And then say it was the test was chapters 1 through 4. I would study for chapters 1 and 2. She would study for 3 and 4. We'd take the test and then we'd switch. And I'd take 1 and 2 on both of them, and she'd take 3 and 4 on the other ones.
And boom, 100%.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many little life hacks to get there.
I was shout out to Eric. Eric just enrolled in college, and all good and well for him. I'm thinking about going back myself, but he's asking people to go over his papers and his grammar and proofread it. And this little smart fucker, dude, he fucking paid to get like an editing software for his papers. And I'm like, how much was it? He's like, $150 for the year. I'm like, what does it do? He's like, it just makes sure it proofreads and grammarizes all of my papers.
So it's pretty much spell check, but you paid $150 for it.
Yeah, it's like that, but like it's like college level proofreading. So like if like something's wrong with your paragraphs, if a word should be put here instead of there, it puts it there for you, and it kind of takes that headache of proofreading those papers out for you, dude.
See, that's what I need. I'm like the worst writer. Like, but English is my second language. You got to remember. You know,
What's your first language?
being retarded.
No, I'm being serious. Like,
No, English is my first language. I just say that shit because like I'm stupid as fuck.
I don't know, dude. You're from fucking Korea, dude.
And, like, what's crazy is like, yeah, I'm half Korean, but no one ever knows what I am. Like, it's just a big mystery, and I just let people guess, and then they're like, "What's your ethnicity?" I'm like, "It's 100% awesome." I give them like the most stupid face ever.
Well, I bet they kind of like, especially in like today's day and age, they like walk on eggshells about it. They're like, "Are you Asian? Are you Mexican?"
You would think, but like, since my personality is very loud and retarded, people are just like, "What are you? Like, what the fuck?"
I won't even lie, bro. I thought you were an Eskimo.
I've gotten that. I mean,
And we are Eskimo
I
brothers.
was just about to say that. I mean, we are Eskimo brothers, so you were pretty right. But I get everything from like when I used to live in Florida. So I lived in Florida for like 8 years. Everyone would come up to me and start speaking Spanish, and I'd be like, "Okay." Like, I don't know what you're saying, bro. Like, I hope it's nice, but it's probably not.
You know, so I was at this construction crew, and I didn't know dick for Spanish. And I was like a young guy. I was like 17, 18, and I kept hearing these Mexicans call each other cabron. And one day I asked the Mexican guy, I was like, "Hey, cabron, can you hand me that?" And he's like, "You just call me a fucker, dude?" And I'm just like, "Oh, fuck, dude, I'm so sorry, man." You know, and I felt so stupid. But, you know, I feel like most of us are all just mutts. Like,
Yeah.
you never ask a white person what they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one's ever interested in my Polish heritage. No one gives a fuck, dude.
They're like, just look at that fucking dumb white guy.
Look at that fucking fat white guy.
And like, to me, this is kind of racist, but like, white people look all the same. Like, there's 4 types of white people. There's the big ones, the skinny ones, the short ones, and the tall ones. And like, that's it. Like, it's just, you know, like them white people.
I mean, it must be a real thing because us white people do it too. To other races.
I know. Like, we all just think other races, like, we all think we're special. And like, look at how different and awesome. But look at another race, we're like, oh, they look the same.
Have you ever took one of those racial confirmation bias trainings, and you're like supposed to like like answer the question culturally appropriately, or like why something would be culturally inappropriate or appropriate? Dude, it was like blowing my mind as I was taking it, dude. It was just like you were trying to figure out why like Billy was mad at, or like what was the right thing to say to Billy about his single mother, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know, dude.
Like, cool story, bro. Like, what else do you say? Like, you got a dope mom, bro. That's pretty sweet.
So
Does
what?
she got a boyfriend now? You could call me daddy when she does.
Do you need a stepdaddy, son?
You know, so that's something I start saying now. I've picked up. You know, I'm 36. Most of the girls, like, you know, they got kids. So I'll just straight be like, "Girl, your kid need a stepdaddy? Because I'll be his stepdaddy and I'll be your daddy." And it hits off usually pretty well. Good laughs.
Would you actually date a single mother though?
Yeah. So like, here's the thing. I'm fucking baby crazy. Like, I want a fucking kid. I think I do at least. All right. Like, every time I'm around one of my friends and they got a baby, like, I rename it, I hold it, and I tell them I'm stealing it, and I take like 8 selfies with it, and I pretend it's mine. But I feel like when that baby's crying at 3 a.m, I might want to shake that baby, so I'm a little scared. Like, I don't want to be one of those people on like Fox Sports, like, man shakes baby to death. Like,
dude, so I was over at my buddy's house, and his girl was away on vacation. I stayed the night, and he fell asleep, and I'm like up still. It's like 1 a.m, and the baby had just fell asleep at like 12 a.m. And like an hour and a half goes by, and I just hear the baby monitor hearing, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, what do I do, dude? So I go upstairs, and because now at this point in time the baby is just wailing, dude, and this dude has the monitor right next to his ear, right, just right there, and it's just, and he's not budging, he's not moving. So I creep upstairs, and I grab the baby, and I start shaking it. I'm not like shaking it, but I'm holding it.
You're coddling.
Yeah, I'm coddling him, dude. You know, and he's just screaming even more, dude. He's just freaking out. I mean, God, a 6'1", fat white guy with tattoos is just grabbing his baby in the middle of the night.
And that was his first trauma in life.
Yeah, trying to soothe it, and I'm just like singing its songs. I'm like, oh baby, right?
Go to sleep.
And then it hits me. I'm like, oh my God, this kid's father is a madman, and if he wakes up hearing his baby cry, and he checks the baby monitor, and there's some guy up here, he might kill me.
I mean, if that's the case, just hold the baby close, because he can't kill you while you hold the baby. You know what I mean? He's got to separate and then kill.
So I go down, and I put the baby down, and it starts crying even more after that. I mean, it just sounds like a fire alarm, dude, from a baby just going off, and I'm just like freaked out, dude. I feel like I just like robbed the bank at this time with that siren going off, and I run downstairs and I wake him up, and he's like rubbing his eyes, and he falls over himself as he gets off the couch and forgets the baby bottle. But I guess all I had to do was feed the baby. I didn't know that, you know, but. Yeah, no, I think being a parent's a really hard thing that we don't talk about. You know what I mean? Like, no one knows how to be a fucking parent.
Yeah, like, we just kind of learn off rip. I think I'd be a good parent, though.
I think everyone has the ability to be a good parent. I think very few people should have kids.
I agree. Oh my God, like. You know, where we work, we see all these people, and they're like, I gotta talk to my kids. I'm like, bitch, you don't deserve them kids. CPS needs to kick them.
You were like, I was a teacher. I used to call CPS on kids like parents like you, dude.
Bro, so there's one time, all right, I was substituting, and it was in North Fort Myers, a little bit hood in Florida. And there's this little fucking third grader, bro, and he's just wilding out. And I'm substituting. I don't really give a fuck, you know. It's just killing fucking 8 hours and getting paid $100, which is bullshit, but whatever. So, like, finally, I'm like, bro, come up here. I'm like, you need to chill, bro, or I'm going to send you down to the principal's office. And then all of a sudden, he goes, and he fucking gets this big loogie and tries to spit it in my face, dude. Luckily, I dodged it, but, like, at that moment,
what a rabid animal.
I never wanted to strike a child so bad in my life. Like, I just wanted to fucking pull out my Bruce Lee and fucking karate chop his face.
Well, I think that's the problem, right? Is like, so the state takes ownership of that child for like 8 hours out of the day, right? And we expect these children to like be a certain way. However, for 16 hours out of the day and a total of 48 hours, you know, during the week, those children are in environments we know nothing about. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think being a teacher is a very hard job in today's era.
Oh yeah, like first off, like you gotta deal with 20 little fucks running around, and then you get paid fucking dick, and it's more than 8 hours a day. Like you gotta make your lesson plans, you gotta grade papers, you gotta do all this shit, and like that's one of those fields where people just get burnt out. Like, you just get sick of seeing the same fucking faces doing the same fucking shit, and you just want to be like, dude, like, it's just so easy to burn out.
And I'm sure the average, I'm sure like the parents aren't that nice to you either when you're like, hey, dude, your kid just tried spitting at me.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not like, Billy, you need to knock that off. I'm sure she's like, my kid didn't do that.
They're like, Billy would never do that. I see Billy 3 hours a day after my hangover, and he's an angel.
You know, Billy acts just like his dad, okay? And his dad's a wonderful man.
He just got out of prison, okay? He sees his parole officer every month, and his parole officer loves him.
and like that's like the state, and like that honestly is it falls on the teachers a little bit. I would say like 20% of it kind of falls on the teachers, but 80% of it is society, right? Like a single mom raising a kid who is very excited when their child has to go to school for 8 hours out of the day because now they don't really have to pay for a babysitter maybe, or when they do, it's a lot less than what they were paying for the babysitter. And then this falls on males not owning up for their own kids.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like, I'm just going to be honest. I've had sex with a lot of women.
Yeah.
A lot of women I would never want to have my child.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Yeah, never.
Never. But half those women would probably have my child.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Knowing where I was at the time.
Yeah.
like
these bitches are just like, oh, I want to have a baby with you. And I'm like, bitch, I'm pulling out. Open that mouth.
I work at Burger King for 24 hours a week. We are not having a baby right now.
Like, I don't know. All my life, I never thought I'd want to have kids. But now that I've gotten sober and, like, I do want to have one. But, like, before, I was just like, dude, I can barely manage my fucking life. Like, are you kidding me? Bring a fucking life into this world? No way. Like, it makes no sense. Even now, like, my life is still pretty unmanageable, to be in all honesty. But, like, I mean,
it took Chuck 2 hours to go to Starbucks and come to my house.
Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those simple things in life are not easy. Like, I literally just had my friend clean my house.
Did you pay them?
So, like, it's a friend, and she,
That's a no. It's a big no.
No, I did, all right. So she just, she's in treatment, and, you know, she may have, like, taken the mirrors off her car. Oh, wait.
Taking the mirrors off her car?
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad up, huh?
Yeah, so I bought her new mirrors and loaned her $100, and I bought her phone case. So, you know, as a return, she cleaned my house. It's like my best friend.
That's I think did a good service.
Yeah.
Buying someone some mirrors on their car.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, like, not only that, but, like, when she's driving, they just dangle. And when they dangle, they got some weight to them. So they're just smacking back and forth, like, as you drive.
Bro, I was freaking out last night. So I'm, like, driving around and I'm going to get dinner. And I keep hearing this, like, scraping noise from my, like, driver's side door. And I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? And I'm like banging on my car because I think it's like one of the mechanisms rattling in my car door.
Hey, real quick, you know how you fix that? Turn up the radio. That's what I do. My car makes all these funny noises, and once I turn that radio up, it don't make them no more.
So I stop moving and the rattling stops, right? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. You know, my brain's kind of like a computer. I'm computing what that data means, right? And then, like, I start driving again to the place I'm going to buy food at, and I hear the rattling again. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I come up to the fucking to the place, and I get out of my car, and there it is, dude. There it is, my fucking old vape and my charger hanging out of my front car door, just scraping the ground as I'm driving. I mean, I must look like a fucking lunatic, dude. Just, if anyone's seen that, how embarrassing, dude. Just, you know, charger cords laying out of my door and a bunch of vapes plugged into them that don't work anymore.
You're just charging vapes that don't even fucking work.
No,
like, maybe if I charge it for the 37th time, it'll start working again.
Oh, this is my new vape. This is it runs on a sun charge. It's the new Tesla vape model.
It's the Tesla S. It's waterproof. Dude, I really need that for when I go swimming. Honestly, I do need a vape that's waterproof because, like, when you go swimming, I want to hit the vape.
Aren't disposables waterproof? I feel like the disposables should be waterproof if they're not.
Know, but, like,
I've dropped this mug in plenty of shit water.
Yeah, like after
still
you take
hitting
the
it.
shit?
Still hitting it, dude.
Like after you poop, you dropped it in. Like, was it poopy water?
Sure, it don't matter to me, dude. I just clean it out.
You know, speaking of that, I dropped one of our walkie-talkies.
No, you didn't.
In the toilet when I was at work. Yeah. It wasn't poopy water. It was just pee water. No.
What'd you do with it after that?
I dried it up and said,
What?
I'm pretty sure it got thrown out because it never worked right again. You turn on and go. I think I gave that bitch Hep C. Maybe herpes. I don't know. One of those diseases.
Dude, I one of the funniest jokes I ever heard you say is you know you can get AIDS from a toilet seat.
Yeah, if you sit on it before I get up.
I was rolling, dude. I was rolling. Oh, so I was watching a plague documentary.
What's
other
plague
night.
Documentary?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but it was basically about Delta 32, which is a gene variant. So basically, there was a bunch of these towns in Europe that didn't die, and like they should have died. Like they did have people who had the plague there, but there was I wouldn't say majority, but a percentage of their population that was alive that shouldn't have been, right?
Okay.
And so they went back and they tested these genetics and found that there were people who were in direct contact with the bubonic plague, right? Like husbands, wives, kids, whatever. The ditch diggers, the plague doctors, and they weren't getting it.
Yeah.
Well, this was to do with the Delta 32 gene. And what they found is they could be in direct contact with the bubonic plague, but it would have no effect on them. Their cells would literally fight off the infection before it couldn't even enter the cell wall. These same Delta 32 variant genes are in people nowadays, and it protects them from AIDS.
Ooh.
They can literally have sex with people who have HIV or AIDS and not get it.
But like, is that something like if you knew you had that, would you go around and be like,
Fuck no.
Be like, yo, I could have sex with anyone with AIDS, bro. That's my superpower.
Fuck no, dude, because there's so many other bad shit that you can get other than I mean, AIDS is the only one that can kill you from having sex, right? Like the other ones are like, but like, can you imagine like, oh, what's that one that Nero had, the Roman Empire? It eats. I mean, everyone had the clap back then, bro. Everyone had the clap.
It was just a thing.
Yeah, dude. They all knew it too. They're like, yeah, my dick's a little drippy today.
You know what they had to do back in the day? Have you ever seen it? Mm-mm. They would take this little metal scraper thing and they'd put it in the tip of your dick and then they just and scrape that shit. Could you imagine the pain?
No, I can't, dude. Because one time I got an STD shot in my arm, bro, and it fucking hurt so bad, dude. I'm I literally felt it in my brain.
Which one did you have that you'd get a shot? I've only had to take the Cillins.
The Cillins? Yeah. So what really happened is, my significant other, I don't want to put your business out there, baby, but she was having like pretty bad UTI infections and like yeast infections, and we really couldn't figure out what was going on. And so like we were trying everything, and like we finally went to the ER together, and we were just like, just give us just all the AIDS and all the herpes and all the
just give us everything.
Give us everything. So like they fucking took us into the room. They gave us each the same shot, and they gave us. I had to take like fucking yeast infection fucking pills and shit.
Did you feel pretty manly after that?
No, I did not. And lo and behold, it didn't work. It was still the same thing. She had to go because we were waiting to get to the OBGYN, to the vagina doctor, and it was like 3 months out. To see the vagina doctor because everyone was just having babies, I guess. But yeah, no, I felt it in my brain. That shit hurt when they gave me that shot in my arm. You know what I mean? Like it was like went down my arm all the way up to my head and kind of like blew up. But yeah, there was that.
That would be a horrible job, like as a guy to be an OBGYN. Everyone thinks it'd be great. But like, there's some nasty ones that come in there. Like, they open them legs up and the whole room probably stinks.
Listen, dude, women are by far way more dirty than men.
They're just dirty in a different way.
We're dirty as in like, like if you look around into the lab and see like what's on my fucking couch back there, you know what I mean? Like, we're not organized.
Yeah, exactly.
They're dirty.
Like, they're detail organized, but they can be some dirty creatures.
Dirty, dude.
Like,
down to the bone.
Some rank-ass panties around and got little stains on them. Like,
dude. Yeah, dude. If I get one butt smirch on my fucking underwear, I'm tossing them.
Yeah.
If I get a hole, see ya. Because we went to Wally's World to buy a new pack.
Yeah, you know, we buy Hanes 50 packs, bro.
No, they have period special panties.
Do they?
Oh, yeah. These are the ones that I've worn on my period and got blood on before. I'm going to keep these in the drawer. These are for my once a monthly.
It's like, these are the ones that are my very first period, and they mean a lot to me. I have to save them forever. Honey, will you get a frame? I actually want to frame these. Can we hang them up in the bathroom so when you're taking a shit, you can look at them and think of me?
Have you ever had sex with a girl on her period?
Yeah.
You enjoy it, or like some guys really enjoy that Kool-Aid water?
I've done some dirty things. Like I've even went down on girls like when they're on them. As long as it's not a heavy flow, I just stay toward the clit level. You know, it's like the Great Wall of China. All right, like I mark it off and I stay above the wall.
It's that North Korean South Korean border.
Exactly, like it's the 32 parallel, bro. You pass that, you're getting shot.
You know, since we're talking about North Korea and South Korea. It blows my mind because I talk to some people who are like, why don't the North Koreans just, overthrow the government? And I'm like, I don't think you understand what it would be like. Because, I mean, everyone's, or some people have watched those documentaries where, like, they're obviously lying to the interviewer. They're like, do you like living here? And like, oh, yes. This is
life's so good.
Yes.
So, rice for days.
We eat so well. And they're like showing the shops with like the fake food in the windows. And they're being followed around by guys in black suits and black sunglasses that look like the Matrix Agent Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
Just slanting eyes.
And it's like, oh, I don't know. What would you do if they would kill you and your whole family for saying one wrong thing? They'd be like, I'd fight back. I'm like, no, you wouldn't.
No.
You would shut your mouth, dude.
And like, if someone gives the intention of like starting a little rally, they're dead. Not only are they dead, whole family dead.
Yeah.
Like they're wiped from existence. Like you can't even speak their name in the future or you'll be dead.
Or go to like a prison labor camp and never be seen for 20 years. And then maybe your whole family the same fate as you. And that's like, I think people really don't understand the world. Because especially Americans, dude, they're so okay in their little bubble that like they don't have to experience or understand any of that stuff.
See, they talk about white privilege, but really it's American privilege. Like we got it fucking pretty goddamn good. Like you hungry, you need food, you need this, you need that. There's government assistance everywhere. You go to some of these countries, like you're pretty much fucked. Like these people have to work hard every fucking day for shit.
Just to be homeless.
Yeah. Like, they work hard as hell just to go ahead and sleep under a fucking tree. Not even a bridge. They gotta sleep under a tree.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about. You ever watch Amazing Race?
I've watched a little bit.
Okay, so we're watching Amazing Race, and like these people got to make 100 rupees, right? And I'm trying to explain to them that 100 rupees is kind of like a lot of money in India. Like 100 rupees is
like 37 cents here.
Yeah, right. And they're like, well, if their money means more, then it must be easier for them to make that money. And I was like, it means less. If you need 20,000 rupees to live monthly, your money means less. Yeah. And like we were talking on the podcast, the last one with MJ and Gavin, we were talking about how like being homeless in America, like, well, I guess I'll go to Little Caesars tonight and go get a hot pizza from their dumpster at 11:15. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to worry about lions or fucking diphtheria in the water or nothing like that. I can go to a public place and go and fill up a couple bottles of water and be on my way.
I mean, you go into McDonald's, you go in their bathroom, take a little horse bath, get the piss, get the private parts, go back out at it.
Yeah, dude.
You can stand on a fucking corner and literally make hundreds of dollars a day. You know what I mean? Doing nothing. It's not that hard here. Like, yeah, it's a shitty life doing that, but it's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard. It's easy. That's the difference, right? And I think it's that, like, when you do stuff like that, you feel shitty about yourself, but it's not a hard way of life. Like, we're living pretty fucking good if you look back at the rest of civilization.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, we don't have to, like, we got air conditioning. We got fucking super sweet mattresses. Like, my mattress is soft as fuck, bro. I lay on that bitch and I'm just like, life is okay again, Chuck. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, dude, listen. Nowadays, 2 idiots have the capacity to put their voices through sound and distribute it to millions of people potentially. Like, come on, man. Like, this is the kind of stuff where I think you're right when you say that it's not white privilege. It's America.
It's
who has the
American privilege, and like we just have it fucking made. Like, imagine. I think about it sometimes since like my mom is from Korea, and she doesn't talk about it much. But, like, she grew up really poor. She was the oldest of, like, 7. And, like, she would tell me stories where, like, they would have, like, the Asian ramen noodles. And, like, they would literally split one of those between 7 kids and add rice to it. And, like, they lived in a little shithole fucking shack, dude. And, like, I'm over here fucking doing whatever the fuck I want. Like, it's...
There's this quote that's just so good when...
I easily could have been born there because obviously my mom, you know, luckily my dad was in an Air Force, went over there and knocked her up and brought her back.
Good man.
Yeah. Hey, they're still married. I give them props. Like, they've been married like 30-some years.
Well, you know, something what you said kind of makes me think about your mother. I don't know her all that well, but adversity makes men, prosperity makes monsters. You know what I mean? So, like, man, usually, I mean, what's the best stories to read, man? It's the underdog stories. Yeah. It's the stories about someone, like, coming from the brinks of fucking hell, death, destitute, and then, like, coming up, right? That's a story that everyone can feel, like, okay, this person has really made it out of the barrel of the crabs. And you want to talk about what your parents are doing? Still married years late. Like, no one's doing that, man. Like I'm going to get married, and the scariest thing about getting married is the fact of, like, just the generation I'm in, which tells me that no one's successful in marriage.
Yeah. Because it takes work. And we don't have that work ethic. Like, what you were just talking about, that quote. Like, America was built on, like, that. Well, say that quote again.
Adversity makes men, prosperity makes monsters.
So, like, America was based on, it made adversity, like, you know, it made us. And now that we prosper, look at our fucking country.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that quote is literally America right there.
I'm all for people. I'm all for people wanting to make changes in government, right? But, like, it seems like our government and the people who want to make changes, like whether that's me or you or just regular people, right? Like, they're trying to make changes from an armchair. They're on Twitter trying to make their voice be heard on Twitter. Like, go protest. Like, don't riot. Like, when was the last time you seen a 1 million man march in Washington D.C.? You know what I mean? Like, we have potential to change things. It's just that we'd rather bitch on it on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and all these other social media platforms. I think, honestly, it's a way to pacify us. Like, I think social media has pacified American people into not standing up for what they believe in.
It's made it easier in a way that it's like, okay, we can just use this outlet to put our things out there instead of actually coming together like a 1 million man march. Like, we would actually have to do work to get that together. Like, it takes months to prepare and plan and do. But instead now it's like, oh, let me get on Twitter and post my thought. Oh, I'm so smart. Look at this. I got a bunch of retweets.
Yeah, like, for sure.
You get that validation from it, and you just feel like, oh, I did something.
Yeah, and like, here's the real thing, right? Like, me and you might disagree on certain politics. I don't even know politically, you know, how you feel or whatever. I don't know your views. But for the most part, we can all agree that, like, hey, this shit's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, most of us have all know that, or we think similar on that. Like, there's something's not right. It smells a little fishy in the water, and we all know that. But instead, we're just like over here, like, you know, bitching about shit that really doesn't even matter, anyways. You know, like in the grand scheme of things. I was watching this. It was so funny. You know Brian Robinson? Yeah. Okay, so I'm scrolling on Facebook late night, and it's a post from Joe Biden's Facebook. And it's like, we are doing a great America. We are back to being on track. And Brian Robinson posted on it and says, "Are you fucking high?" And but you know, like meanwhile, like what we're seeing right now is like Chrysler, right down the street from us, one of the largest Jeep plants in the world, is about to be shut down because of a lack of chips, because their distributors all had went out of business during coronavirus and during the shutdown. So like, I don't think we're doing that good.
No.
Like, we're living okay lives, but like, are we doing as good as we should be? Nah, I don't think so.
And it does, like, what is our country going to be like in 50 years? Like, we don't produce shit. We just fucking consume shit.
Yeah, that's why I'm in the field I am, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we produce a lot of drug addicts. That's one thing that we are fucking good at.
That's called security. That's job security, dude. A drug war? A drug war? Ban on all drugs? Okay. You know, and as sad as that sounds, it's the truth, man. Like during coronavirus, I seen like bankers, lawyers, doctors, teachers, like people you would never think would be abusing drugs or doing alcohol, coming into substance use treatment. Like, I gotta stop. You know what I mean? And I mean, whether that's because they lost their jobs or they were stuck at home with their kids and wives 24/7, you know, or they were stuck with their husbands and kids 24/7. It just, you know, this affected people. Like, in the standard of living, or what we were used to living at, is going to be changed forever.
Yeah. And like, people just think like addicts are just the people on the streets. Like, it's not. It's everyone. I remember, like I said, I was a teacher, but I didn't do it for long. I ended up switching insurance and I bartended. But my ex-fiance, she stayed in. She was a 3rd grade teacher. And like, I used to get a lot of pills. Like, I was doing shit. We won't get into it, but I was getting like nearly 10,000 pills a month in the 30s.
Especially if you're living in Florida, bro.
Yeah. I had the greatest scam ever. Like, I'm a pretty fucking ingenuitive drug addict. But anyways, like, dude, she would be teaching 3rd grade, going to the bathroom, sniffing 530s and coming back to class. You know what I mean? Like,
and this is the sad part. As long as it was prescribed to her, no one probably batted an eye.
Well, I mean, like, she had a script, but like, a fucking 240 script lasted her like 3 days, bro. We fucking rammed through that. We had a 50 pill habit a day, dude.
You have to think that these pharmaceutical companies knew what was happening.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think they're getting sued for it now, but I'm pretty sure they paid the doctors to tell people that. I'm gonna look it up just to fact check myself. But opiate pharmaceutical.
The first doctor I went and seen, she was like 85 years old, straight up senile. The nurse would be like, "What do you want?" And I told her this exactly. I'm like, I want 80 Oxy 80s. I want 240 30s, 115 of the 15s. Give me 120 Perk 10s and 90 Xanny bars. Boom. She wrote them all out. I'd go in the doctor would sign them, and that was it.
Someone who kind of schooled me on the game was my Xanax plug back in the day, right? And she was, dude, she was fucking nuts, bro. She was just like, dude, her name was like Quentin. And she talked like that. But she was getting prescribed 4 Xanax daily. That was her on the prescription dose for a day, 4 bars a day.
I was getting 3 a day, 90 for like 30 days.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
Like, they prescribed me enough to fucking kill a goddamn elephant.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the pharmaceutical companies. According to reporting by Stat News, drug companies downplay the addictive effects of opioid drugs in the late 1990s, assuring doctors that they could be safely used for chronic pain and incentivize their use.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's people that can successfully use them. They're far and few in between, but like, you know, you'll see someone who gets them prescribed and they take them as needed. It's just very fucking rare that you'll find that.
Well, here, exactly what you're talking about. They were primarily abusing it in the way that they were assuring doctors that these powerful opioids that are a controlled substance would not be addictive in the way that they later proved to be addictive and could be used for things like chronic pain, which we know they're not very effective at. Like, I did have chronic pain, you know what I mean? Like, I did have, and it made me feel better, but it made my pain worse after I got off of them.
Yeah,
right?
Way worse.
And so, like, this is what is just mind-blowing to me, because, like, now I mean, they're doing a lot more research into this, but like this has affected a generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think in 2018, I want to say 78,000 people died from an overdose, from an opiate or fentanyl. Died from overdose. Let's look at it. 68,000 Americans died of drug overdoses in 2018, compared to about 72,000 the year before.
It's crazy.
Like that's like a whole generation of people. You know what I mean? Like that's like, and when we talk about walks of life, like
that's enough people to fill a fucking football stadium. Imagine being in a full ass stadium and you look around and you see all those people, and imagine all those people dead. That's how many people it is. Like that is ridiculous.
You know, we talked about this. You know, like what's really out there nowadays is this pandemic, like coronavirus, and cool, it's changed our lives. But like this is the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Like mothers, fathers, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, someone you know has died from an overdose, right? Someone, and people like me and you, we know a lot of people. I lost count, man.
I have no idea how many it is. I know, like, my core friends that I went to high school and I was getting high with, like, literally all of them are dead except for one, and he just got out of prison. Like,
well,
that's it. Like, they're all fucking dead, bro.
Yeah, man. And you know, it's a really real reality, and it's like not like even when probably me and you were coming up back in the day. When I started using heroin, it was heroin.
Yeah.
These people don't even know what they're doing in their bodies nowadays, man. They don't even know. We got meth addicts who are overdosing from fentanyl. You know what I mean? We got people who use cocaine once because like they just use it recreationally and they're dead. They're not coming back, man. And this is something that I see all the time, and I think we're going to continue to see. I don't think the drug overdose epidemic is going to go down.
I don't either, especially with the fentanyl and all that shit in there. Like you were saying, cocaine, meth, Xanax now. Like they're taking them and they're thinking they're getting what they usually get, and they pop it and it's over.
I mean, and it hasn't just affected. Like you got to think, right? Like, so like people like me and you, man, we're not wealthy. You know, we're not bad off, but this has affected celebrities like Mac Miller, Juice WRLD, right? Little Peep. Like those people probably thought they were buying, and they probably had the wherewithal to buy what they actually wanted, right? And to sustain it. But they tried, and it wasn't what they wanted, right? And they fucking overdosed. So this isn't just affecting lower income populations. This is affecting everyone across the board.
It crosses all wealth, race, everything, bro. It doesn't matter. Like it's something that hits home for everyone, and like it's a pure epidemic. Like even those rich white uppy people, they got their kids strung the fuck out, and then they send them to rehab, and then you know they think everything's better. Oh, little Johnny's 30 days sober, everything's okay now. Here, Johnny, I bought you a car, and here's a house, and yeah, everything's good. And then bam, right back at it. Like there needs to be real education in this.
Yeah, I think once a week. I think the biggest part of the stigma of addiction is education. You know what I mean? Because like when I was a kid growing up, bro, it was just a bunch of fucking weirdos telling me not to use drugs, and I'm just like, you're a fucking weirdo, dude. I'm definitely gonna smoke weed.
Yeah, it was just like, just say no, dare. I'm like, I dare you to fucking hand me that because I'm gonna fucking hit the shit out that. Like I should have known. Like I was one of those little kids, so like I remember when I was like 9 years old, I went to like this Christian summer camp. You know, they had pixie sticks, and I was the kid that was like, let's snort them. And I snorted them. And like, I should have realized at that point in my life, like, I got a hard road in front of you, Chuck. Like, it's just not gonna be easy.
I was like one of those kids who like, I hung out with this. I shouldn't say his name. I don't give a fuck. I was hanging out with this kid, Joey, bro. He was a straight vanilla kind of guy, dude. Just really uppity, really fucking like just well-to-do. You know, I mean, he wore like back in the day, he wore the Fox brand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, the Fox brand hats. You know, he went to a Catholic school, and he lived in the same neighborhood as I did, but like, you know, two different walks of life. You know, like he's going to Catholic school, and I'm younger than him. I'm like 12 and he's like 14, and I'm rolling over to his house, dude, and I'm rolling a fucking joint in his backyard. It's like, you can't do that. You you gotta stop that. I'm like, what are you talking about, Joey? It's just a fucking joint. Like, you know?
Joey, it's just some weed. Like, no big deal, bro. Come on.
Yeah, bro, chill.
Stop being a pussy.
Yeah, dude, chill the fuck out, dude. By the way, give me one of your dad's Miller Lights.
I remember the first time I ever drank, bro, I was like 11, and like we raided my friend's dad's liquor cabinet, and we're fucking little kids, bro. We literally took every bottle and just poured it in this 20 ounce, bro. We're talking mixing all the clears, the darks, the gin, and then like just top it off with just a little bit of water, bro. I got so fucking drunk. I'm 11. I come home for dinner, and my dad made like some potato and eggs, and I'm just sitting there and my face plant right in it.
I don't remember if I told this story on the podcast, but I was like 16, and you know, at 16 you got to hang out with some pretty unsavory characters to get what you want. You know, you got to hang out with the old college, you know, the old high school burnouts who are now 20 and still living with their mom. You know, and so I'm hanging out with this guy, and we're in his mom's garage, and I'm like, I got $20. He's like, all right, how much you want? I'm like, well, he's like, well, I want to drink too, and so does my girlfriend. So is everyone else here. I'm like, all right. I'm like, whatever. Get us whatever, the most you can for $20. So he comes back with like this half gallon of gin. And, yeah, dude, it was bad, dude. It was bad. And so I'm just sitting there, man, and they're like, you know, partying on, having their shots, and I'm just chugging the bottle, right? And they're egging me on. And I remember I picked up the half gallon bottle, and I tried chugging it. And I fell backwards and hit my head on the concrete because I was so fucking drunk. And he basically was like, you gotta go.
Thanks for getting drunk, but you gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you gotta leave my fucking house, dude. And I was like, all right, dude.
All right, I'm gonna get on my bike now and head home. It's okay.
Yeah, dude. So I'm walking down the street, man. I can barely keep my head open. I finally get home. It's like a 15-minute walk. I finally get home.
So did they keep your girlfriend, though, or did she come with you?
No. His girlfriend wanted to drink.
Okay.
Yeah, he could have kept my girlfriend at that time. I wouldn't have cared. I was too drunk. And so I finally make it home, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, school night. And I'm like, they always leave that sliding glass door unlocked. I'm going to hit that sliding glass door. So I go around back, and right before I make it to the front door, I start puking. Right, I puke a little bit in the stones off to the side. I go up to that, you know, sliding glass door, and I'm like, here it is. Just got to open this door and go straight to the bedroom, you know? And I go to open it up, and it's fucking locked. And I'm like, fuck, dude. And I'm so fucking wasted at this point in time. And as soon as I open up the door, the dog starts barking, right? And then I'm like, my dad falls asleep early, like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, all right, well, at least it's my mom and not my dad. You know what I mean? Well, guess who comes walking out of the living room?
Old
Pops, dude. And he opens up that door, and he goes, are you fucking drunk? And I go, and I puke all over him.
Did you say no right after you puked on him? No, I just ate some bad fish.
No. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty drunk. And then that instituted my mom for the next 25 minutes, dude, just turning on the lights in the bedroom and yelling at me, like on and off, like, what the fuck are you doing? Get ready, you're so fucking stupid. And she's turning on the lights. I'm like, Mom, turn the lights off, Mom. She's like, put your fucking foot on the ground. I put my foot on the ground. I'm like, oh, this is nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that was a pretty bad time, you know. So it's pretty obvious I was a drug addict long before that.
Yeah, should have seen it coming miles away, Mom and Dad. You should have seen it coming.
Oh, dude, they did see it coming, dude. They were like, dude, I couldn't even smoke a cigarette in that house without them fucking losing their mind, dude.
See, I don't know how my parents never seen it coming. Like, I moved out when I was like 21, and like I started. First time I got drunk was 12. First time I got high was like, or 11 for drinking, 12 for smoking, and then like once I turned like 15, I started selling weed. I was holding out with the older kids, and like, you know, I wanted to be cool, and the cool way to be cool was sell the drugs. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta invite me to that party if I got the drugs, you know?
Yeah.
So like they literally caught me with a pound of weed. They caught me with everything, and like, I don't know. They're just both very naive people, I guess. Like my mom, like I said earlier, she grew up in Korea. You know, they had hard lives. My dad was the oldest of 7 in like some little farm town in PA. Like, they took that little Ronald Reagan approach, like, just say no. Like, they didn't understand addiction. And like now, you know, me and my parents, we have a pretty good relationship. And my mom's always like, I wish I would have tried to get you to go do this before. I'm like, Mom, it's okay, because like I probably would have been one of those people who were in and out of treatment if you would have.
I think that as in a society, we need some new rites of passages for mostly boys. Right? Women have always had the rite of passages, right? That's periods, childbirth, right? Like, women have that. But for the males, which the majority of are drug addicts, like, you see higher rates of drug addiction through males, I think we need some like rituals of manhood in our society, because we don't have any, man. Like, what's our rituals? Getting drunk with your buddies, smoking pot, kissing a girl, having sex for the first time, going to parties, selling drugs. Those are all of our rituals of coming into manhood in American culture. It's not like going to kill a bear. You know what I mean? It's after 12 years old, all the rituals of coming into manhood are all just toxic and negative, right? Not getting in your first fight, you know what I mean? All of those things are just, nothing holds any weight anymore. So now what do we got? We got these fucking 14-year-old little boys who think they're men because they fucking sold a nickel bag of weed.
Yeah, like, I French kissed little Sally under the swing set. I'm a fucking man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And the other big thing too, like society is too much on men. Like, men can cry. Like, I'm a pretty emotional person, and like that's something that society taught me, my parents taught me, like, you don't do them emotions. And like, I'm a pretty sensitive, emotional person. Like, you know, them commercials with what's her name singing with the little pets, you know, like that shit makes me tear up.
But in the arms of the that one,
yeah.
Oh, dude, that shit will bring you to your knees, dude.
Bro, like, I will tear up easy. Like, I'm just that type of person, and like I always thought that was wrong. You know, so that was something hard for me to deal with.
As I go further along in my life, like, I find myself being more sensitive to certain things. Like, I was sitting there and like, if a certain song plays, I get a little teared up, dude. Like, if it hits me in a certain way, I get a little teared up. I cry when I'm happy now. Like, if something good happens to me, I might shed a few tears, you know? Yeah, man, you know what I think America's problem is more than American privilege? The idealization of America. So like, I should always be happy. I should have a relationship that matches all the standards on Instagram and movies I see. You know, I think that's really what ruins people's own conception of themselves, is when they're watching these movies and not realizing that it's just a movie.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not real life, bro. Like, we don't have to have that. Like, all the money in the world ain't gonna make us happy. You might have a beautiful girl, but you don't connect with, isn't going to make you happy. Like, it's that inner peace. Like, you know what I mean? I'm happy today, and like, I've had a lot of like, I've been a drug addict a long time, but I've been a successful one in certain areas of my life. Like, I used to own part of a nightclub. I made a lot of money, like, but I was never happy. You know what I mean? I was fucking miserable. But today, like, I don't make that much money. I drive a piece of shit Kia. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment.
I love my Kia, dude.
But like, I'm fucking happy, bro. I wake up and I'm just fucking in good moods. You know what I mean?
So I mean, like, I've met some people who are wealthy beyond my wildest dreams, and they're kind of assholes. Yeah. They don't seem happy. Yeah. They don't act happy. You know.
So, someone told me this. Now, I don't know if it's true. I should look it up, but I'm lazy. Someone said that they did some research, and they say after, like, $70,000,
yes,
that amount of money isn't going to make you happy.
That is actually the truth. There's a study been done on that. Yeah. So after you make, I think it's actually 60, but we'll say 70. After that number, after $70K a year, your happiness in life does not go up no matter how much more money you make.
Yeah.
You know? So that's the truth. Yeah. Right? Is that, like, money does not equal happiness, right? What really equals happiness, I think, is being able to enjoy your life.
Yeah. I mean, money equals comfortability.
Yes.
Like, don't get me wrong. I want to be comfortable. I want to not have to stress over bills. You know, I'm a little bougie. I like nice things. But, like, that's not where my happiness derives from. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, I never knew you owned partly into a nightclub. Where were you? Where'd you own a nightclub
I
at?
got fucking pictures for days, bro. In Gainesville, Florida. So, you know, UF.
Yeah.
Bro, this nightclub held 15,000 people. We had Benny Benassi there. We had Skrillex there. We had Zed's Dead there, bro. Like, my life was a fucking party. Like, after me and my ex-fiance broke up, we had a bad pill problem. Like, no joke, I was getting 10,000 pills a month, and we were just... and I was still making like 10 racks a month. So I get into this nightclub. Like, I was bartending at the time at my friend's nightclub in Fort Myers. Well, he buys into this one in Gainesville. Me and my girl, it's not good. You know, our pill, we're just bad. I want to get clean. So, you know, I end up getting on Suboxones. And Suboxones used to work when it came to pills. Now they don't work anymore.
No.
So I semi got clean, you know what I mean? But by semi getting clean, I mean, like, I slowed down the opiates hard. But, like, it was just a fucking mess of me doing Molly and cocaine and just party every fucking night.
All the other party drugs.
Yeah, like, just partying every fucking night. Just, like, I'm in a fucking college town, bro, and I own a nightclub. Like, you can imagine. It was a fucking time, bro. Like, we had Diplo there. Like, I'm hanging out with all these big EDM artists. This is back when, like, fucking dubstep really blew up.
It was like 2014, 2013?
It was like 2012, probably 2010 to 15. I don't know, like something in that range. You know what I mean? And at first, like, I came up there and I was the bar. Like, I'm pretty good at shit I do when I want it. So, like, I came up there and I was just like bar backing. Next thing you know, I'm bartending. Next thing you know, I'm the bar manager. Next thing you know, I'm the VIP manager. Next thing you know, I'm the general manager. Next thing you know, they appreciate me and they're like, look, we want you to be part of this. And, you know, they sold me a little chip, and I was in. And, like, I was good at it, but, like, I wasn't fulfilled or happy, bro.
Did you who's the most asshole celebrity you met?
Diplo, without a doubt.
Diplo?
Diplo was a fucking prick, bro.
Really?
Oh, my God. He bitched about everything.
Like what? What would he bitch about? Like, my drink's too fucking cold? Like what?
Like, his rider, he wanted all these ridiculous things. Ooh, I got a funny story. Let me switch real quick.
Okay.
So we had the Yin Yang twins, all right?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Yeah.
That you might like to hear.
So this was fucking funny. It wasn't an open show for everyone. The sororities and fraternities got in together and they had him at our place. And, like, on his rider, dude, he had the most ridiculous thing. But the funniest thing was he had the big dill pickles. Like, them big fucking ones. Like, the ones where I look at and it makes me ashamed to be a man. You know what I mean? And they got these little fucking 20-year-old drunk bitches up in our green room. And they're having these bitches deep throat. Little white girls with the Yin twins just deep throat these big-ass dill pickles, bro. I gotta look through my iCloud because I have that video somewhere. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Jesus.
And it's always the one you don't think. Like, these girls are trying, and, like, little whorish ones are, like, you know, barely get in. You got this little girl that looks a little nerdy, and she's the one who probably gets made fun of in her sorority. And this bitch is just like, what?
She's going to town, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, I need your number after this.
She's like, this is for all the little boys who didn't give me a chance in high school. I'm out in Gainesville deep throating Yin Yang twins pickles. Yeah, no, I mean, that's like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I've lived a crazy life, but I've never been a part of a nightclub and or nothing like that. That's something that's probably was just fucking groundbreaking for you when you were coming up.
Yeah, like, bro, like, that's what I've done most of my life. I've worked in bars and nightclubs. I ran them. I bartended. So, like, I don't know. That's what I did. I was good at it.
Did you see a lot of fights?
Oh yeah.
You see any bad ones?
I saw a dude get shanked with a beer bottle.
What?
Yeah, so it was this, like, I also worked at a lot of hood bars too, because, like, you know, that's what it is when it comes to nightclubs. the thing about nightclubs is, yeah, you want the white people, you want all that, but like the real money's in the hood nights.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because they all coming out on a Saturday.
Yeah, they all come out and spend that whole damn paycheck, bro. Every bit of it. You know some fucked up shit we used to do? So, you know, they all want that goose and that Ciroc. And we had this, I actually got this deal with Sky Vodka, where we're getting Sky Vodka bottles for like $2.25, and then every quarter they'd give us money back depending on how many bottles we get. So I'd save up all the Ciroc bottles, all the goose bottles. I'd pour them in there, and then I'd sell them to them. But this was actually in Columbus, so I'm bartending, and this dude just fucking smashes a bottle at the bar and just straight guts this dude.
No.
Guts him, bro.
No, dude.
And we didn't even close. And like, here's the thing.
You just left his body there?
We just had security take him out, bro, and call an ambulance, and we kept going.
All right, get him out of here. Mop that up.
And I use this as an opportunity for myself. So, like, I was feeling a little shitty. Like, I got high before work, but it wasn't much. And, like, I went to the bathroom, and I took a little soap and rubbed it in my eye so my eye was red. And I told my boss, I'm like, glass got in my eye, bro. I gotta go. Still got the full tip out, though.
Yeah, I got the tip out right then and there, bro. Hit the streets running. That is so fucking crazy, man. You know, so like a lot of people from Toledo, man, like they like to either go to like kind of like hole in the wall bars, or they like to go to like strip clubs. And I've been to a strip club like maybe 3 times in my life.
I don't like strip clubs.
No, dude, it seems like the most like just like I know when a girl likes me.
Yeah.
You don't gotta act like you like me.
You ain't gotta fake.
Yeah, and I hate that because what strippers are made to do is to act like they like you. And that's just their job. Yeah. It's just in their job description. And I'm like, listen, don't talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just here to have a good time. Like, and it's just so creepy. Hey, sugar. Look, listen, I can smell the Newports coming off your fucking breath, okay? The only thing sugary about you is your fucking pH balance, okay? You know, like, and it's just so cringy to me, bro. It's just so gross, you know, like, I'm not a terrible looking guy, but I got a mouthpiece on me. So, like, don't try and fucking sit here and have a conversation and act like I don't know what's going on. Like I was born at night, but not fucking last night. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Strip clubs are. I know a lot of my old guy friends would just go to strip clubs and love to throw money, and I'm just like,
I don't understand it. Like, I dated a stripper for a short period. I wouldn't call it dating. I'd call it more like getting high and fucking. But like, we were together for a little while, and she would just tell me the fucking things, and it's just like.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is like, I would for men, right? Like, girls who strip, whatever, dude. Get your money. Get your bread.
Your money, bro.
Get your bread,
I ain't mad at you at all.
Get your bread. Yeah.
Girl on OnlyFans, good. Girl, get that money.
Yeah, but for dudes, right? I would rather hang out with the dude who buys prostitutes than hangs out with the dude who goes to strip clubs.
Because at least they're getting their money right. Like,
correct. At least they're spending the money on something, and it's something that. Because, you know, the dudes who are going to strip clubs with these girls, they are trying to get the girls to go home with them, right? They're trying to make plays on girls. They're trying to talk to the girl, but the girl's only going to talk to you for the money. So after that shift's over with, the chances of you coming home with that stripper there's a chance, but it's slim to none.
So, like I said, I used to date this stripper, right? And she loved to do drugs. So
of course, she's a stripper.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's their passion in life. You know what I mean? So one night she went home with this dude, and he gave her like $1,000 plus fucking massive amounts of cocaine. But this story gets funny. So the dude wanted to put cocaine in her asshole, and he wanted to literally like have her fart it out into his mouth.
Oh no!
And she did it. She did it, but she got like a stack, bro, and then we got high together with that stack. So
listen, so I was just talking to my girl about this shit, right? Because like I'm not a jealous dude by any stretch of the imagination, and so she hits me up and she's just like, we're just talking shit, we're like bullshitting, right? I'm like, and she's like, listen, I would suck a dick and swallow it for $3,000.
Say less, girl, go do it.
And I'm like,
mouthwash.
Well, I said nah. I said that's a little too cheap. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to bump that price up a little bit, because like in all honesty, what man's gonna say? Here's $3,000, suck, blow me off. But if there is one out there, I'm sure he's got more than $3,000 if he really wanted to give it to you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So like dude, listen, this was crazy. So I'm sitting at work. This is before you worked at work, right? And it's just like 5 dudes, and I bust up into the office, and I'm like, how much would it take for you guys to suck a dick? And they're all just sitting there kind of like, you know, like, And I'm like, no, a real number. Like, not no $1 million. Like, a real attainable number. And this one dude, without seconds going by, just looks at me and goes, $1,000.
And you know, if he said 1,000, that means like 250.
And I'm like, bro, it's Friday. I just got paid that, bro. I'm like, I could do that right now. And he's just sitting there, like, no, yeah, bro, $1,000, I'll do it. $1,000. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, you're just selling yourself so short, dude. You know?
I feel like he's probably already had a dick in his mouth before. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, him saying 1,000, like, you know how negotiations work? Like, that's his high number. But, like, you would have thrown him $100, he would have fucking gaggled it.
Listen, man, 20 bands, I might do it.
I mean, 20 bands is a lot of money. Like,
yeah,
you know?
20 bands for maybe 10 minutes. I mean, listen, I probably know how to do it right and everything.
I mean, like, I mean, that's 20 bands. Like, imagine what I could do with that. And it's only, like, 10 minutes. Like, I'm not gay or nothing, but 20 bands is 20 bands, bro.
I was watching this prison documentary, and there was this dude, and he was like, I'm not gay, my dick is. What? I was sitting there like, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good justification, I guess. Like,
No, dude, no. He was just like this 6'3", real burly, Aryan Brotherhood guy. Just like, I'm not gay, my dick is. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching right now? You know, like this. Does this guy know he's being filmed on national television? Like, he's on YouTube right now as a clip, and he don't even know it. You know, it's yeah, I don't know. You know, you brought them OnlyFans girls, and I do not care about OnlyFans girls. Like I feel like OnlyFans is a better platform than prostituting and stripping for women.
oh, yeah.
When it, like in terms of sex work, like OnlyFans is probably more connectable than stripping
So,
and
like, how
prostitution.
many girls do you know on OnlyFans right now?
I'd probably say 20.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not going to lie. There's girls I know on it, and I'm like, I've always wondered what it looks like under
Correct.
them clothes. I'll throw you $20 to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to keep subscribing, but, like, I've thrown a girl $15 to subscribe for a month, and I'm like, that's what it looks like. I'm glad I know now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think that's why you seen like that big push during Corona for OnlyFans is because like you had a bunch of dudes who were at home who had extra money to throw around. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh,
Take
dude.
that government money.
They're like, listen, Megan's got an OnlyFans, and I've been trying to get with her since high school. Let's see what Megan looks like underneath her clothes.
Yeah.
You know, and then for me, man, I watch porn, right?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't? I don't like watching HD produced porn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like porn that it's like I could be the one making that. I
Yeah.
made those ones. Like, I like that shit.
Yeah, dude, I like to see regular girls. So I understand why OnlyFans is such a big thing right now because like for me, like when I see some fucking, fake tit double D girl who is, having sex with a dude whose penis is fucking,
My arm.
yeah, I'm just like, nah, that will never happen. So I can't get into it, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But if I see a girl who's obtainable,
Yeah.
right, and I'm like seeing her sexually, I'm like, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
Like those. You ever watch those backroom casting couch girls?
Yes.
I don't watch much of it anymore, but when I first started, dude,
Yeah.
I was with it. I was like, damn, these girls look like, girls that I've been with.
Yeah. And like some homemade shit too. It's like, I don't know, there's something about it. It's like I've made ones like that and like I could do that and like it's I don't know, something a little more hot about it being obtainable.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When it's fucking high budget and like double D crazy bitch swallowing a fucking 10-inch cock and you see it fucking coming out of her asshole. It's just like, okay, that's cool and all, but like that's not gonna be me. One, I don't have a 10-inch dick, so like, come on now.
You ever watched you ever watched Boogie Nights?
Yes.
Dude, I was rolling, dude. Dude, I was watching the whole movie and I was sitting there and I was like, I've never seen it before. I'm like, man, this whole movie is going really well. I'm like, there's like no decline. Like the kid leaves his mom's house and he's just living life, living lavish, dude. Fucking rollerblade girl. And the next thing you know, dude, Marky Mark's is trying to jerk off for $10 in front of fucking in front of some dude, and he can't get it up, dude, because he did too much cocaine. And I was like, this has finally come full circle.
Yeah, and you know, like when I was getting high, you ever have them situations where you're like, you're with a 10, and like you're ready, but your dick's just like, nope, not today.
So most of the time I was getting high. I was with my girlfriend at the time. We were getting high together. So for like 4 years, on and off, I was with her. And what I used to do is I would fucking fake my orgasm.
I've done that.
Often,
oh my god.
Often. I would just be like, oh baby, it feels so good. You know, I'm gonna come, and then I would just spit right on her back.
I have done that too. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, because like at the end of the day, bro, I've been at it for an hour and a half, bro. I'm just trying to go to bed now.
Yeah,
you know,
like, that was good. This is never gonna happen. And like there would be times, you know, you do too much coke, you're gonna get turtle dick. You know what I mean? Or even too many pills. Like I used to. All right, I was talking about this other day. So back in the day when I used to do Oxy 80s, I would literally crush one up, and then I'd crush a little bit of Viagra, and I'd mix it in that bitch.
No, you didn't.
I swear to God, and I used to snort it. And I'm like, this will balance me out. And it would, but like I still couldn't come. But like, you know, at least I wouldn't like go soft halfway and be like, baby, you gotta suck on it again. And I'd always like, you know, you can tell when it's coming, so I'd be like, baby, I want you to taste that pussy, like to make it not seem like I am, because I get re hard when she's sucking on it. So like it was like, yeah,
that re-rock dick.
Yeah.
Nah, but I can see how OnlyFans has blown up too, because like, you know, you connect your debit card right into OnlyFans. You purchase right then and there. There's no like porn sites, bro. I've never ever paid money for porn sites. You want to know why? All the prompts and the questions. It's just so hard to do. Yeah, like they gotta simplify that shit somehow.
And OnlyFans, it's just the realness to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're talking to a real girl over there. I got a friend who was doing OnlyFans, and she was in sober living. I'm like, dude, this is your gimmick. Like, sober living girl. Like, that's a fucking gimmick right there. You need to run with that. Like, there it is. Like, yeah, I'm in sober living. I'm just whoring myself on internet. Like, that's a good gimmick. Like, if I scrolled across that, I'd be like, oh, really? You know?
Well, so like that's the thing is I think it's humanized, right? Yeah. And like most of porn doesn't seem humanized. I think that's why OnlyFans is winning. But I definitely think they need to make. I think that sex work needs to be made legal.
Yeah,
I think it does. I think. Like, listen, man. I'm not saying it's a morally upstanding thing to do. I'm not even saying it's morally wrong to do. Matter of fact, but I think when you legalize something, you make it societally wrong. And like, dude, girls have been selling their hoo-has for
prostitution is
eons,
the oldest fucking career in the book.
Eons, dude. And
go back to the Bible. Like, bitches were whoring themselves out for money.
Yeah. And listen, man, you want to know why those crazy guys start killing women and start stalking women? It's because they haven't got any, and they're really upset. Yeah. They're really mad, dude. And like, they're like, you ever heard of incels?
No. Oh, yes. Dude, oh, my God.
These motherfuckers are crazy, dude. Involuntary celibates, dude. Involuntary. Like, I can't imagine being one of these guys, but there are out there where guys just have no luck with women. Dude, I was watching this TikTok, right? And it's a female, and she's playing video games. And the TikTok is her putting her username as her phone number, right? And so these gamer guys start calling her. And so she answers, and when she's answering, she's like, hello. And they're like, is this, you were playing the game, and this was your name, and is this your phone number? And she's like, yeah, it is. And she's just like, and she's like, oh, you're a girl, I can't talk to you. And they bang the call. And it's just like, what?
Yeah. Hey, bro, I mean, I'm a pretty good-looking dude, but, like, for me, it's if you just be yourself and funny, like, girls usually are attracted to my personality. Like, I'm a very goofy, I'm a very funny person, and I'm just me. Like, I don't try to put a fake image out there. I don't try to fucking pretend I'm something.
Listen, bro,
I'm not.
listen, dude, you do some things that I can't even do, bro. You be biting that lip. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, how is this motherfucker get away with this shit, bro? I'm like, he biting his lip right now. That's fucking crazy. Like, not saying it's a bad look for you. I'm just saying, like, I just can't do it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, like, I'm comfortable with who I am now today. Like, it's just cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that women are attracted to a genuine person, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like, if you're just yourself, and humor is great. Like, you know, you got to make a girl laugh.
Yeah, dude. Dad bods are winning, dude. Dad bods are in. Regular Joe Schmoes are in, dude. Girls want those gamer guys.
Yeah, they want to, they want a little chub to let their little hand on their head on, you know?
Yeah, dude, I feel bad for those guys who go to the gym every day in hopes that they're going to find some girl of their dreams. It's not going to happen, bub. Yeah. They're not impressed by that.
I know.
Buy a Jeep Wrangler. They'll be happy then.
You know what? Oh, God. You ever see guys online? There's someone I'm thinking of in particular.
Talking about holding fishes?
No. No, but like the guys who just like post pictures of like hot girls on their Facebook or their timeline. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're just posting these fucking Instagram models up there. Like, are you trying to fucking like manifest it for yourself? Like, hey guys, if I keep posting this, I'll manifest me a hot Instagram model.
Dude, that screams. I have been single for years now, and I am so enwrapped in Instagram culture. I have no friends that are women, and I need someone to please throw me a bone. Please. Like when I see that is incel behavior.
Yeah.
That is incel behavior when you're posting pictures of a female, right, that you don't know on your actual social media profile. How about this? Post a picture with a lady friend.
Yeah.
You know? Dude, listen to this text. Listen to how women work. Listen to how women work, right? There was someone who I slept with a couple years ago, and I get this text at 3:38 in the morning. 3:38. Now this girl I haven't never spoken to. I've hung out with her with her friend, right? Her friend. I was seeing her friend. They were roommates. I haven't spoke to this girl, or haven't seen her in person in 3 years, dude. Right? And this is what she sends me at 3:38. By the way, she has a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. She has a boyfriend. And I blocked her on Facebook. But at 3:48 a.m., how many times were you thinking of fucking me while you were stuck with her? Just think about sliding that piece down my throat. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And like, that's how the women's brains work. Now, if I'm being honest about that text message, I think they were just trying me. I'm guessing they were both together and just wanted to have some fun with me at my own expense. Haha. I'm not that dumb.
Not today.
Not that dumb. You can't get one over on me. But this is how women work, right? So usually, when you sleep with one woman in a friend group, the other ones want to sleep with you.
And if you give them some good D, like, their friends are going to tell. Girls love to talk.
They love to talk.
Love to talk. And, like, I'm not going to lie. I don't have a big old dick. I'm Asian. Like, the stereotype, it's kind of true.
You're not Asian. You're Korean.
Okay. I mean, like, it's average.
You're a Korean American.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, if you work it well, like, they're going to talk and they're going to tell their friends. And guess what? Their friends are going to slide in your DM.
It's not about how big the dog is. It's about the fighting the dog.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, and, like, I don't know, man. I think sex work can be really beneficial for men and women. And, dude, there's some Here's the thing.
So I want to start an OnlyFans.
You should.
I really do. Like,
what's stopping you? I'll pay. I want to see your butthole right now.
Hey, $20 is $20, bro. Like, I've come up with this theory. Like, I should start an OnlyFans. Like, I take some good selfies, and like some of my girlfriends are like, dude, you should. Like, and I kind of want to start one. I don't
What's
know
stopping you, bro? What happens? Listen, this is what I'm gonna tell you though. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. people who are going to subscribe to your OnlyFans are not going to be women, Chuck.
I know.
You gotta walk into there knowing what you're going to get from it, bro.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a bunch of women like, you're so hot, Chuck. You were going to get a guy who looks like me.
Be the best and be like, what that mouth do, boy?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, that is what you're going to be running into when you start an OnlyFans. You know, so just be ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
which isn't the worst thing. I mean,
I've done worse things in my life.
I mean, on average, men make more money than women, so. But yeah, I mean, I think celebrities use OnlyFans to like promote their stuff now. Like you can. Here's the thing. With what's going on with YouTube, I think you're going to need a website like YouTube that can monetize people's content. Because here's the thing. People are making an exorbitant amount of money nowadays off of content, right? Mm-hmm. Like people who are 18, 19, even kids are making millions of dollars selling merchandise or selling content on YouTube and TikTok. Mm-hmm. The problem is YouTube is taking people's content and they're not letting people watch the content, or they're demonetizing it on YouTube. So there's not really a big push for people to have a YouTube channel anymore. Like, that's why I wanted to do this, because like I know for a fact I can say whatever I want on the podcast, upload it to Spotify and Apple. And am I gonna make a whole shit ton of money? Hell no. But no one's gonna fucking take me off the air, right? Like no one's gonna like fucking tell people they can't listen to my stuff anymore. Right. But that's what they're doing on YouTube. I actually wrote this down. YouTube suspends Sky Network.
What's Sky Network? Sky
Network is a Australian news organization, right? And they're not like left leaning, right? I'd say they're more like the right leaning Australian politics of the group. But I'm gonna pull up the news article right now. YouTube suspends Sky News Australia channel. YouTube said Sunday it had barred Sky News Australia from uploading new content for 1 week, citing concerns about COVID-19 misinformation. The move comes after a review of posts uploaded by the Robert Murdoch-owned TV channel. It has a substantial online presence. We have clear and established COVID-19 medical misinformation policies to prevent the spread of COVID-19 misinformation that could cause real-world harm. Blah, say fucking blah. With 1.86 million YouTube subscribers, the channel, Sky News Australia, has a following well beyond Australia. So what they were talking about is vaccine efficacy, the Sky News, right? Which I have it pulled up right here. The Pfizer has 38% vaccine efficacy against the Delta variant. And by efficacy standpoint, like, your rates are lower for hospitalization for getting it, but it only holds 38% effective for you to not get it. Yeah. And that's all that Australia was like talking about, is like they were questioning, are vaccines really the way to go? Yeah. Right? And this is mind blowing as we connect the dots, Joe Biden, COVID text messages. So what they're talking about is the Joe Biden administration wants phone carriers to vet anti-vax messages. So if you tell one of your buddies over the phone, like, hey man, you probably shouldn't get that vaccine, they are going to be watching your text messages as you send it. I'll read it right here today. The DNC committee and other White House allies want wireless carriers to scrutinize phone and social media messages for alleged misinformation about the Biden administration push to vaccinate more Americans. Listen, bro, I'm all about people getting vaccinated. I'm all about people doing whatever the fuck they want to do in this day and age. But to read through text messages and social media messages and to to stop misinformation, like that's going really far. And what's even crazier is why. Like,
I know.
if someone doesn't want to get a vaccine, why are you so concerned about it? That's the scarier part. Like, why is Big Brother and Uncle Sam so worried about someone not getting a vaccine, right? Because, like, if someone does die from the vaccine or lack thereof from getting the vaccine, why do they care?
Yeah.
You know? According to the outlet, the White House is pushing back harder against critics of its messaging after failing to reach the goal of having 70% of American adults receive at least one vaccine dose. Politico reported it is planning to engage fact checkers more aggressively and work with SMS, short message services carriers, to dispel misinformation about vaccines. So, dispelling the information, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them fact checking.
Yeah.
But you have to go and look at people's private text messages to find if there's misinformation, which for me, man, is just like it's fucking dystopian, you know. It's fucking scary, man.
I'm gonna just start sending text messages now that just say the vaccine gave me herpes, and see if I start getting these messages. Like I'll just keep doing that, and we'll see if a bunch of people in black suits show up at my house.
So, and like this is what I'm saying. Like when it comes to censorship, like I mean, like they're kicking people off of YouTube for talking about like whether it's true or whether it's false. That's not the point. They're kicking someone off
pushing
of
their agenda.
Yeah, and like that's a scary part. Like if you don't fall in line with the agenda, they're going to go through your text messages. They have the ability to demonetize your platform on YouTube. They have the ability to push you off of social media, which is something that, I mean, I use social media daily.
Yeah.
I know you do too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I think the next great rich billionaire is a guy who creates something that's like YouTube, but does not censor what the establishment is censoring right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, yeah, we want that, but then once big government comes in and money gets thrown around, who's not going to take that money? You know what I mean? And, like, on that, like, the fact-checking is good, because, like, as Americans, we're fucking stupid sometimes. You see fake news on there, and then next thing you know, everyone's fucking talking about this bullshit that isn't even real. So, in a sense, like, yeah, it's great. Like, we need to have some type of monitoring on it, but when that monitoring gets an agenda, that's when a problem comes.
For sure, man. For sure. And like, listen, have you seen the bribes for vaccines? Mm-hmm. That is the weirdest, creepiest shit for me. Like, listen, I'm a very unlucky guy. I'm very unlucky, okay? The chances of me getting a vaccine and winning a fucking $1 million, slim to none. The chances of me getting a vaccine and still getting coronavirus, very high. Very high. And so, like, they're sitting here bribing people with donuts.
Yes, let me get a donut, and you can do that to me. Like,
one free donut if you see a vaccine, if you get a vaccine. Also, like, dude, Ohio.
See, this is the thing that makes me not trust the vaccine. Like, why are they pushing it so fucking hard?
Correct.
Like, if it wasn't pushed so hard, it would be like, oh, okay, yeah, it makes sense. Coronavirus is a vaccine out there. Okay, yeah, we should probably do that. But the fact there's fucking sweepstakes, you get a $50 gift card, you get this, it just seems fucking creepy to me.
Yeah, why are you incentivizing something that's just should be common sense, right? like the vaccines in of itself have been used for close to a century now, getting close to so like, why are you incentivizing a vaccine? Like you're always going to have political outliers who just whatever the government says they're not going to want to do. Okay, but $1 million, bro.
And here's the other thing: like, the vaccine's free, or you get incentivized. So like, these companies got to be getting paid from somewhere if they're creating this vaccine. So if this incentive, like, obviously the government's really pushing it because they got to be paying all these companies, they got to be paying these incentivized things. So like, it just seems a little sus. You know what I mean? It seems a little sus.
Hard sus, bro.
Like, they're pumping billions of dollars because you know these companies are not going to be making these vaccines for free.
Hell no.
Pfizer isn't going to be out there doing it. Whatever other ones, they're not going to be doing like, oh, okay, let's be good humans and push this vaccine out. No, like, they want that dollar. So the government's got to be paying them that dollar.
Yeah, I was watching Walgreens stocks. And Walgreens stocks, right when the vaccine came out, were going down because they couldn't figure out a way how to mass engineer the vaccines, right? So they couldn't figure out how. Okay, they're going to have all these vaccines, and how do we vaccinate all these people? That's the problem. They're running into the logistics of it. And as that was happening, Walgreens stock was just going down, And so at the end of the day, I mean, me and you aren't by no means dumb. It is about the bottom dollar and the bottom line. Like, they have this great, possibly life-saving technology for people to use, in terms of COVID, but why are they pushing it? It's the agenda behind it. Like, you're going to go as far as to creep into people's text messages?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. I'm not vaccinated.
Me either. I just got a letter yesterday saying, get vaccinated for my health insurance. Get vaccinated for free. I didn't even read it all. It might have been incentive or not. I just, in the trash.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing. Me and you know what possibly could happen. Mm-hmm. Did you have corona?
No. So I'm pretty sure if you shot dope with toilet water, you're immune.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I haven't got it either. Yeah, dude. I mean, you're Asian, dude. You're probably not gonna get the SARS, dude. You probably got hereditary genetics you got the Delta 32.
Yeah, like, my people have been down and out, bro. Like, we lived in rice fields and mud and, like, living off 1 grain of rice a day. Like, we're good, bro. We're Gucci on it all. I just eat some rice every day. I'm good.
Do you think the mask mandates are coming back?
I don't know, man. I feel like probably.
Do you think that people are going to do it? This is the real thing, dude. Like, do you think restaurants are going to shut back down? Do you think people are going to be all fucking masked up, dude, wearing face shields again? How about those fucking assholes you used to see in Walmart, dude, just wearing face shields?
Oh, yeah. I remember one time I went to this gas station, and I didn't have my mask on properly.
Oh, no.
And there was this old Karen in there, and she's like, step back, you don't have your mask on right! And then even when I'm leaving the gas station, like, I give her a nice friendly hello, little wave and shit, and she points at me in her car, she says, mask!
No, she did not.
Yeah, bro, like, she was fired up. And here's the thing, like, people want to go to bars. Like, people want to go out to eat, and people don't want to wear a fucking mask. So I don't know. It's kind of like, what are they going to do with it?
So.
And the other way, hold on real quick. Like, I'm a person, like, when I got sick, like, even when this mask shit was going on, like, I got sick, but it wasn't corona. Maybe it wasn't. I didn't know. But, like, that's when I would make sure I was wearing a mask. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel good. Let me put a mask on. You know what I mean? I would make sure that I had that on because I don't want to spread whatever it was I had. But, like, if I'm feeling fine, it's up to me. You know what I mean? Who am I risking by me not wearing a mask if I'm getting sick?
So like, this is like really like I go down long Facebook video wormholes at night.
Yeah.
And they kicked the guy off his plane for eating peanuts without his mask on. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm just eating my peanuts. Like, how do you guys want me to eat them? And they're like, you gotta go, sir. And like, people were sticking up for him. Yeah. And they're like, this doesn't make any sense. And they're like, you gotta go, sir, or I'm gonna get the police on you and go. And then, like, when I went to, like, so in Toledo, they had the ban on the restaurants, right? You could get carry out and shit like that in Ohio. But, so we went, the very first day we went to Spaghetti Warehouse. For the very first day, they opened up restaurants back in Ohio again, right? So we walked in, and we sat down. When we sat down, what's the first thing we did?
Take that mask off. Take
the mask off, because they told us when we get to the seat, when we get seated, we can take our mask off, right? And then we sat there next to people the whole time eating food without our mask on. And so, like, the logistics of it. So
it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's just the logistics that's fucked up for me. Like, okay, you want me to wear a mask? That's fine. Oh, restaurants are open, but you have to wear a mask. But you can take it off while you eat. And while you're seated.
Once you get to that table, it's like home base. You're safe.
Yeah.
Like, remember playing tag? It's like, once you touch this tree, you're safe. And that's what that table is.
Yeah, dude, it's like so idiotic to think that viral microbes are not going to reach you because you're 6 feet apart from someone, or because
you're stuffing your face with a cheeseburger. Like you're straight. Once that cheeseburger's in your mouth, you're good.
Yeah, dude, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's just idiotic, and that's what I don't want, man. I know if we see another shutdown again, man, you're gonna see a bunch of people up in arms. You're gonna see. I mean, look what happened last time coronavirus hit, bro. Everyone was going stir crazy and just started burning down cities.
Oh, no.
They were just pissed off, and rightly so. They were pissed off for the right reasons, but you know, that stir craziness in them, man, just made them fucking hit the wall.
Yeah. You know, right now on planes, so if you don't have your mask, they can fine you $10,500.
What?
That's the fine for it.
What the fuck?
Like, that's insane.
I don't have 10 grand.
Me either. Like, you're gonna have to sue me, bro.
I wonder if they're making you show your vaccination to even get on to get on planes.
I don't think so, because aren't they not allowed to do that?
Who knows, man? They're going to be going through our text messages
to
find misinformation.
They're like, oh, you said you didn't, but I pulled this text up and said you didn't.
To fly on American planes. All right, let's see. American Airlines debuts vaccine passport feature within. Let's see. Flying with American Airlines, get your vaccine card ready. On Thursday, the Fort Worth-based carrier announced that it's adding a vaccine passport capability to its Health Passport mobile app, Verify. Flyers can now securely upload their CDC vaccination card before a trip, which will then be verified and processed before departure.
So what do you get if you verify it? Like, you don't have to wear your mask, you get a discount, like...
We're now shifting into this phase where countries are really opening up, but it's more based on vaccines. So basically, I don't think it gets you anything, but it gets you access into other countries if you have your vaccine card already there, which is whatever. Nah. I mean, and who flies fucking American Airlines anyways, dude?
I fly Spirit. Like, I get on that plane like, you know what? We might crash and die. And that's what I want.
This is feeling a little rickety. I like this.
If I don't feel like the pilot is high or drunk, I don't want to get on, okay? Like, come on.
Hey, yo, this is American Airlines. I hope y'all have a good trip. Right now we flying out to Atlanta. All right. You know, if you got any bowls, wait till after landing and light them motherfuckers up. We do have peanuts and water if you want some.
But you got to split the water between 4 people.
And you must wear your mask while drinking water. and I don't know, man. It's just funny seeing like that girl you described, like, yelling at you for a mask. Like, what is she getting out of that?
Yeah.
Like, you think you saving the world?
I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, she was so worked up. As she drove by, she's like pointing her finger just so violently, like, and just like, meh! It's just like, I'm just sitting there waving all nicely. Yeah, I'm a little passive aggressive about it, you know. But like, still, like, I just like, what are you, fucking the mask police, bitch? Like,
yeah. Is
this Nazi Germany and like you gonna throw me in a fucking camp or something for not having a mask? Like, am I gonna have to like go in the incinerator? Like, what the fuck?
Like, I made a mistake. I'm human.
It just wasn't covering my nose, okay?
Were you inside the store or you were outside the store trying to get in?
No, we were inside the store. I'm in line, and first she's like, 6 feet! Your mask isn't on right! And then, like, you know, I'm just like, okay, I got you, okay. Like, just being real nice and, like, a little passive aggressive, you know, I like to do that sometimes. And then, like, walking out, like, I just gave her a big old wave and a smile, and then she just went ham.
Just
like,
went in on you.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like, I mean, I don't understand people like that, because, like, you're not doing anything. Like, as soon as you, like, you're going to wear the mask the same way after that conversation.
Yeah.
You're not going to change that person's idea, especially yelling at them.
I feel like those type of people, like, they just want to feel superior in a way.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, I wear my mask, I do this, I do that. Like, I need to shun you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be honest, dude. I fucking never wore a mask, dude. Only when I walked into that store, bro.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, it's I think we're gonna see more of the same coming down the pipeline, because they were saying like they had 100,000 new cases in Florida this week.
Yeah, I mean that's Florida though. Like they probably already had 100,000 cases of herpes too. Like there's a reason that state is shaped like a dick. Okay.
Have you seen? I watched a documentary about an old person retirement city in Florida.
God.
300,000. I think it was like 300,000 people lived in this Florida city, and they were all from the ages of like 45 to like 80, and it was like a city retirement home.
Imagine being a doctor there and prescribing Viagra, bro. Like, you're just making bank.
Dude, Viagra is just knocking on the doorsteps of that doctor. We'd like to talk to you, sir, about the population that you're having in your city right now. And
how often do you have sex? Do we need to give you Cialis or Viagra? All right. You know what? Let's give you both.
No, I think Florida has the highest rate for herpes, and
oh, without a doubt, they got the highest rate for anything.
What state?
The highest rate for everything.
Yeah,
what state has highest rate of STDs? My guess is Florida or California.
Yeah.
Oof. Mississippi.
What is it? MISS double something like that.
Mississippi, bro. They're keeping it in the family. Down here in Mississippi, we like to spread STDs.
I gave it to my cousin and my sister and my mama's sister too.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy, dude. And Mississippi coming in as the dark horse.
You ever see the meme where it's like Florida man does, and then you just put a date in, like you'll put your birthday or whatever, and you just find some crazy shit. Like, there's always something crazy going on in Florida.
Yeah, dude, Mississippi is hitting really high on all of these fucking... so syphilis, California is number 2.
Okay, a little siffy siff.
Little siffy siff. It's the highest rate for... Okay, so we got overall 2020 STD ranking. Mississippi coming in at number 1. Nevada is number 2. Louisiana as number 3. And California as number 4.
And now, is this by population or by per kappa?
Rates per 100K population.
Okay, so by cap.
Yeah. It's from census.gov too.
So it's just some good old Southern boys.
Good old Southern boys don't care what they're sticking the picture deal in.
They got that moonshine in that guitar, boy. They start stringing on that, them girls start stringing on the balls.
Dude, they were just fucking all of their fucking they were fucking all of their livestock probably. Okay, so Florida's coming in at 16.
I'm surprised.
Florida's coming in at a mid-range 16.
So here's what I think it is. In Florida, they just don't get checked. You know what I mean? Like, they got all them STDs, but ain't no one checking them. You know what I mean? They're just running them streets like...
They running amok, dude.
Yeah.
They got the heavy hitters, dude.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing you can do for those STDs.
They got the new forms of them.
They got them COVID STDs, boy.
Like they're brewing something new out there, bro. Like 2022 is coming from Florida.
They got genetically modified chlamydia out there, dog.
Like your dick leaks, burns, and feels good at the same damn time.
Oh, dude. Well, dude. I loved having you on the podcast, man.
This was a good time.
It was a lot of fun. You got any social media you want to give a shout out to while you're on the podcast? Do you want to let your Instagram loose or?
I don't fuck with the Insta. If you want to get on my Snap, it's Chuck Erbody. ERRBODY.
Check around and find out. Dude.
Yeah,
I got it right that time, dude.
So I got the TikTok, but I don't make videos. But my name is Check Around and Find Out. I feel like I was born in the wrong generation. Like I should have been like 10 years younger, because I think I'd be funny on all these things. I'm just not as hip to it.
Nah, dude, you gotta get on TikTok, bro. You gotta get on TikTok. Listen, dude, my significant other got TikTok famous. She's got like, off of one video, she got like 13,000 followers and like 700,000 views, and like 70K likes. You just got to do it, man. It was off a makeup transition video, dude. I got to start doing it more.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I got to start doing it more, man, because that's a platform we can use. So check around and find out for his TikTok.
and chuck everybody on the snap.
All right, man. Well, it was a great time. Thank you guys for listening. You can see the AgroLabs podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major Apple platforms. We are also on YouTube. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at the AgroLabs podcast. And stay agro. We're out.
Peace.